I'm gonna film something that I have never filmed on my channel before, but I was kind of floating this idea a while ago and a bunch of you were saying, yes, go for it. And I was thinking, I have added quite a few fragrances to my collection this year. Either I've bought them myself or I have gotten them in PR because I've been added to a couple of PR lists regarding fragrances this year, which has been delightful. I love fragrances and you love my fragrance content, so I'm gonna be ranking all the fragrances that I added into my collection this year from least favorite, and there are some that are like, to most favorite. Some of them I've already given away as well because I really did not like them, so those I've already forgotten about. One I gave away though, I gave away these from, I'll put them up here. It's the Valentino, the white bottles. Those smell really, really good. Honestly, the men's fragrance is one of the best men fragrances that have been released as of late. It's absolutely fantastic. I gave it to my husband. He's been enjoying it. He's been loving it. It's very unique and very sexy, but it's almost giving, it's like playing with a little bit of unisex. It's got a little bit of like masculine flowers in there. It's a really, really good fragrance. The female version I gave to my friend, it was orange blossom and marshmallows, which again, it smelled nice, but I don't like sweet florally perfumes and she loves sweet florally perfumes. Those are her absolute favorites. So those are not in my collection right here, so I won't be talking about them today, but just know, if you see these, I'm pretty sure these sold out. They were limited edition. Those were great. Those were really, really great. Let's start at the absolute bottom with something I bought myself. Mistakes were made, and these are actually, I'm gonna put them all here. These are the original body sprays by Boy Smells. I love Boy Smells, and that's why when they released body sprays, I was like, yes, sign me up. I'm sure I'm gonna love these. I did not. So these are Fruity Lips, which is supposed to smell like a fruity chapstick from the 90s, and it does. It smells like artificial fruit and plastic. I don't like it. And then we have this one that is Cream Dream. It's supposed to be a vanilla. It smells like vanilla plastic, you know, those toys that give you cancer that are now not allowed anymore. I don't like it. And then we have Lychee Licious, which is supposed to be lychee. It smells like sweet plastic. These are just so incredibly artificial. They are just... these are not even... Sometimes I say I feel like body sprays are just... You're probably going to hear that here. That I feel like sometimes body sprays are just too sweet and too generic, and they're just plasticky sugar. Not even plastic like this, but just like artificial sugar with some flowers thrown in there. It's like giving Victoria's Secret or Bath and Body Works when they're not doing great things.
What did he say?
These are worse than that. I just don't like them at all. I love the bottles. I love the bottles, but what was this? Another one that I bought, again, these are things that I bought that I really did not like. And this is the chocolate one from Sabrina Carpenter's brand. This is Sweet Tooth. Girl, this is supposed to be the one that is inspired by her song Mi Espresso. I am not in with the kids. This is how you know that I am an elder millennial, okay? This is supposed to be like vanilla affogato espresso thingamabob, and it is sickeningly sweet. It is a gourmand in the absolute typical... If you hear that and you're like, oh my god, a sickeningly sweet scent with a little bit of espresso, this is for you. This is for you. This is just straight up ice cream with powdered sugar on top with a little hint of coffee. That's what this is. This is way too sweet for me. For me, this is the kind of scent you give to someone who's 13 that just want to try their first scent, and for some reason they love the smell of coffee, even though they don't drink it. That's the one for them. Next, we're gonna get into some categories that I don't appreciate in fragrances. And like I said, I don't like fragrances that are too sweet, and I also don't like too florally fragrances, and I especially don't love roses. And this one is the Kayali Fleur Majesty, and this is a rosy scent, and it is just very straight, like bam in your face rose. And I can appreciate some roses. There is actually a fragrance I'm gonna talk about here, and it is my... I don't hate it, but okay, I'll talk about that later. But this is just very grandma's roses. This is not for me. This is not my favorite fragrance by Kayali by an absolute long shot. It's not my favorite. Pixie released a couple of scents this year, and I love one of them. The other two I think are pretty meh. This one is the Mimosa. It is very generic mimosa scent. Like it's fine, but this again is... It's not giving anything special. It's just mimosa. It says it has some other notes in there as well, but... beats me. I don't know where those are. And then we have the Grand Cuvée by Vacation. This is one of their fragrance sprays that they came up with this summer. This one is just very, it smells almost like a sour suntan lotion. I don't like it at all. The other two I really enjoy. This one, it was almost like a bad day at the beach. I didn't like this one. It was supposed to be a little woody. There was supposed to be a little bit of a, almost like a wine note in there, and maybe that's the sour part, but I just was not necessarily a favorite of mine. Next one is another Kayali, and this is another one of their more flowery scents, and this is Oudgasm Milky Musk, and this is supposed to be a milky, oody, musky kind of a scent, and it is too oody for me. It is way too oody, and I almost smell it. It almost smells like flowers in there, and I don't really get the milkiness. I just think it is like very strong. This is my husband calls it airport fragrances. You know, when you pass someone at the airport and they have that overwhelming scent that just gives you a migraine, and you're just crossing your fingers hoping they're not on the same flight as you. That's what this is. This is that fragrance that sometimes somebody steps into a room and you're like, somebody smells like too much. That's what this is. It's just too much, and I don't even know if it is like that florally, but it's too oody. It is just too musky. It's just way too much. Next is going to be one that I just think is very generic. This, again, is one of those that feels like just candy. This is one of those that you would give to your 12-year-old niece that is asking for a body spray. This is Ellis Brooklyn's Lychee Milkshake. This smells, they say lychee, sure. This smells, honestly, this is so gourmand that it smells straight up like the candy. This smells like Swedish geléhallon, which is just a raspberry, very sugary candy. And that's what it smells like. Just extremely raspberry candy. It's not even a fragrance, it's just candy. Like sometimes it's like, oh, it's a cocktail made into a fragrance, or it's like it's a pastry made into a fragrance. This is just the candy. There's nothing about it that feels like a body spray or a fragrance. It's just so sugary sweet. And I feel exactly the same with this one, and I know this one is a lot of people's absolute favorite, but I don't like this one at all. This is Vanilla Nectar by Fleur, and I've tried to like it. You see, I've sprayed a bit, but this is just straight up sugar. This is like simple syrup. This is like simple syrup that you put in cocktails. It's like sugary water. I don't get it. I just think it's so incredibly sugary. Like there's vanilla, sugar, and water. Like I cannot, for the life of me, detest anything else in here. I just think it's so plain and generic and two-dimensional. And I don't, again, if you like something that is just basically sugar water, go for it. I just don't understand it. I just think it is way too much. This one, I really love the notes of this one. This is Valentino. What is this one actually called? I have to bring it up on Fragrantica to see exactly which one it is, what name it is. But this is the Extra Dose Donna. Buon in Roma Extra Dose Donna. And this one has, on paper, this one could be amazing because it is blackcurrant, rum, and vanilla. And if there's one thing I love in a fragrance, it is blackcurrant, and I love a boozy note. But this is overwhelmingly just heavy. Incredibly heavy, and the boozy note is almost giving like, it's like almost in your nose, like doctors like cleaning your wound kind of alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. It's just very, I sprayed it on my arm, and now it's just the vanilla and the I smell the vanilla, I smell the blackcurrant, I smell the rum, but it is just a very heavy, overwhelming, like, it's not like a nice gourmandy vanilla. It's like vanilla that's been like dug underground and left there to just fester, and you open it up, it hits you with this overwhelming, almost like a basement vanilla. I don't know how to explain it. It's too much. Again, it's just giving too much. And I love the idea of rum, blackcurrant, and vanilla, but it's just, I don't know what happened with this one, but I don't like what happened with that one. Let me just put it like that. So this is the next Pixie one. And this one, you know what? This is the rose one. So this one is the rose fragrance. And again, I'm not the biggest person that loves a rose fragrance. But Pixie has a way of making roses feel very fresh. And I will say, this does smell a lot like fresh roses, but not as overwhelming as this one, because the Kayali one is very overwhelming. This is a little lighter, and if you love the idea of rose, I do think you should go for this one. I have a lot of skincare with rose from Pixi that I really enjoy, but after using this one, I realized I enjoy the rose on skincare more as just something that I smell for a couple of minutes over having it on my body for the entirety of the day. But I don't dislike the fragrance. I just am not the kind of girl that goes for overly heavy, overly sweet, or overly floral. I think we all got that from this segment. Now we're coming into fragrances where it's like, I like them, I have been wearing them, I have been enjoying them, but they're not my absolute favorite. I have some qualms with them. First one being the Cherry Stem by Fleur. This one is their cherry fragrance, and this is very, almost like a smoky, boozy cherry. It's almost like a cherry in a, you're eating like a cherry liqueur bonbon in a smoky salon, and it does smell really good, and I would like it a lot more if it didn't last on me for 30 minutes. This one does not have any kind of longevity on me whatsoever, which is a shame, because I actually don't, I think this is a very grown-up version of a cherry perfume, but it doesn't last on me whatsoever, and it's just a shame. Next one is gonna be, I have a couple of these, again, these Fleur body sprays are not my absolute favorite because they are a little bit too generic for me. This is Beach Skin. And this one smells, honestly, I have peach skin here as well. And these, honestly, I feel the same about these. This one is a little bit like warm coconut by the beach. And this one is a little bit like a very sweet, peachy, anonymous cocktail that doesn't give you much. Honestly, they're nice, but they're very generic. And I feel like you can get something similar at Bath & Body Works or at Victoria's Secret, which this does not smell high-end fragrance to me. That's what I will say about that. Next one is going to be one that I am a little bit disappointed by, and this is actually Amika's Aura. I have been smelling this a lot, and it initially, when you smell it in the bottle and you spritz it on you, it initially smells like Amika skincare, but it quickly goes away and settles into something that is way more zesty and floral than their hair care is, which is a shame because I love the scent of Amika hair care, but I feel like this one is lacking a little bit of the spicy mystiqueness that I feel like the scent in the hair care has, and I don't know what happened, because again, I do think that it's very cool that they're releasing it as a body spray. I just don't think it translated as well in a body spray as I wish it did. We also have another one of these Ellis Brooklyn. This is the Mango Milkshake. I've actually used this one a lot. This one for me, the reason why this, again, why is this one lacking? This is supposed to be a lactic mango milkshake kind of a body spray. It is just mango. It is, again, pretty two-dimensional. With that being said, I've used quite a lot of this, actually. I've used it during the summer to mix in with other things. When something needs to be a little bit more fruity, when something needs to be a little bit more summer, when something needs to be a little bit more tropical on its own, again, I feel like it's very two-dimensional. It's not giving me any of the complexity that I want. It's just sweet mango body spray. More interesting than some of the other ones, but still not interesting enough. I do think that another one of these body sprays, though, I've used quite a lot, and I really, really do enjoy. The next one is going to be Angel Share by Kilian on the Rocks. I got this one hoping that it was going to be a little bit more like a fizzy Coke drink, because it was having the cinnamon, it was having some of those spices and citrus, and I was thinking, oh, this is going to be a fizzy Coke drink. It is not. It is like Angel Share, but with citrus and not as strong. And I don't think that this is better than the original Angel Share, and it doesn't last as long. There's nothing wrong with it. It smells really nice, but it's not worth the Kilian prices, and I don't think it is special enough to warrant this flanker. I kind of like, oh, it's Angel Share, just not as strong and with some citrus. Not better than the original. This is the other body spray by Vacation. I actually read the notes on the back because I remember this one being a pretty tropical scent. It's really nice. I brought this one traveling. This is a pretty tropical body spray. Again, it's giving very much summer. It is coconut water, coconut milk, bergamot, solar musk, banana, pineapple. It is very much a tropical drink. I do really enjoy this one. It's giving coconut, it's giving fruits. I was kind of hoping it was going to give a little bit more banana because I do love a banana scent, but I still think it was nice. I did travel with it, I did enjoy it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the green one that we will be talking about in a bit. I also just bought and this one I bought myself. This is the Ellis Brooklyn Vanilla Salt. And this one smells very, okay, If you have tried the original Salt by Alice Brooklyn, you know that that one is like salty sea air mixed with like Caribbean flowers. This one is you take the Caribbean flowers away. They're just in the background. And this is instead vanilla. So it's giving salty sea air, but vanilla. It's actually really nice. It's like an outdoorsy seaside vanilla. I read the description of it and I thought it sounded really weird. But now that I have it, now that I've used it, I'm like, okay, it makes sense. I have enjoyed it. It is an interesting vanilla scent. It's kind of nice. I'm usually not one of those who loves one of these like warm skin kind of scents, but I will say the Cashmere Skin by Fleur actually smells really nice. It smells like there's a milkiness to this, and I think that's why I like it. It's one of those like almost like an ambery kind of a skin scent. It's very unapologetic. It's very like warm, close to the skin. It's giving like newly washed linen mixed with warm skin, mixed with like, you know, sunlight and a lovely day. But it's also giving almost like a milky vanilla, and it is kind of nice. And honestly, I have been using this one all over like my clothes and my hair, and then putting a fragrance on when I just want something to feel a little bit warmer and cozier, and I don't dislike it. I think this is one of the better like skin scents that I've tried. I also got actually two fragrances from, what is this brand actually called? Dossier. I was like, where's the brand? It's the brand that does a lot of dupes, and I don't love myself dupes. I would rather buy from the brand that made it, so the people who actually made the scent can get like profit from it. I know not everybody feels the same, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not the biggest fan of like dupes and knockoffs and stuff like that when they're too obvious. But this one is their own line, and this one is called Green Lush, and this is fresh cut vegetal notes with a burst of matcha tea and gourmand pistachio. And I love a green scent. I love a scent that is nature and outdoors and greens without the flowers. I want the grass, I want the leaves, I want the stems, I want the great outdoors, keep the flowers. So this one is very green, like it's very matcha forward. And I will say this is almost so green that there's almost like a little bit of a heaviness to it. Almost like metallicness to it. So it's almost giving greens, but still there's like almost like the metallic of it in the background. And that's the only reason why this one isn't higher up. It almost feels not like the outdoors, the metallic of it, like the metal notes in it. It almost smells like wet iron. It's just making it feel a little artificial. So I don't dislike it, but it's not my favorite green scent. I also really, really enjoy a fruity scent that isn't too gourmand. Like I love a fruity scent that is the fruit salad, not the fruit cake. Like you keep the gourmand scents or notes, just give me the fruit. And this is Mrs. Smith and this is Fleur. And this one is just green apples. Again, it is a little bit two-dimensional. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's not a lot more to it, but I have really been enjoying this because again, it is very fresh green apples, and it is none of the sugar and vanilla and all of that. It's just very fresh and uplifting, and I have really been enjoying this. This one together with, what is it called? Eden Apple by Kayali. They're just really giving you the full apple experience, and I do really enjoy that. I also have, and this is from Sniff. I love Sniff. I've only bought one fragrance from them this year, and this is Sweet Tooth. So this is supposed to be a fragrance that is emulating Swedish candy. If you didn't know, I am Swedish and I'm obsessed with Swedish candy, and I'm going home to Sweden in a month, and I the candy aisles are not prepared for me, okay? So this one is supposed to be a sour Swedish candy, and it smells like sour watermelon. But I kind of wish they had made it a little bit more sour, because the Swedish candy, we do love sour and salty and like a little bit more not so sweet. Because sweet too, of course, but I feel like sometimes American candy can go straight for the sugar in a way that Swedish candy doesn't always do. And I feel like this one, it was almost there, and then it chickened out a little bit at the end, and it made it just a little bit too sweet. I have a very sour tart rhubarb fragrance from Jo Malone that I really love, and they went for the tartness, and I kind of wish they would have done that here too. I don't feel like Sniff is the brand that really chickens out like that, but I've actually had, I mean, my husband is Swedish and my best friend is Swedish, and both of them smelled them, and both of them said, yeah, it is just a little bit too sweet. They were almost there. So I kind of feel like they chicken out, but that could also be me being a Swede, knowing what the candy they're trying to emulate actually looks, feels, and smells and tastes like. Next is going to be Forbidden Apple by Chris Collins. Again, I am a big fan of apple and fruity scents. And this one is a boozy apple note with a little bit of pomegranate in there. So it's very zesty, very juicy. The only thing about this is that it doesn't stay that zesty juicy really on my skin for that long, but I really like it as it goes on and as long as it does wear. I mean, this one is a smaller one, so I could just put it in my purse and reapply it, but I really like it. It's very zesty with the pomegranate. It makes it very zesty, and then you have that boozy, almost warmth in the background. Unfortunately, that is what you're left with after a little bit. I also bought from Dossier, and this is Yellow Days. And this is the banana fragrance. And this is a lush, ripe, and heavenly banana spiked with rum, sensual, ylang, and sweet, earthy notes. And for this one, it's a little bit too zesty. It is definitely rum. It is bananas. It is almost those like earthy notes. It's almost giving like a lemon moss. And I don't love that together with the banana. I still like it. I've enjoyed it. I've used a bit of this one. I do have a little bit of a dent in it, and I have really enjoyed it. There's almost, sometimes sour notes work and sometimes they don't. And there's almost like a little bit of citrus in here that I don't really feel 100% fits in. Now we're going to talk about two gourmand scents that are not, I don't do a lot of gourmand scents, but I gotta be honest with you, these brands did a good job. And the first one is the Ellis Brooklyn Queen's Caramel. This is not the kind of scent for me. And the first time I smelled it, I was like, this is not going to be for me, but it's a really good scent. And I still feel that way. With that being said, the past couple of weeks, I've actually used this quite a lot because there is something incredibly homey about this. I have smelled quite a few fragrances that say they're gonna be caramel, and they've been like, I've like literally like almost like threw up because I feel like they're so barfy. I don't like them at all. This one is very caramel, but it's burnt caramel. And I think it's the smoke in here that's making this very approachable. It's caramel and vanilla and sugar, but it's burnt caramel. It's giving a little bit of that burnt note, and that's just kind of taking the edge off a bit and just making it kind of like sexy and approachable for me. So again, I don't really do fragrances like this, but somehow they made this really work, and the bottle is beautiful. The orange going to pink. Love orange with pink. But it is that slightly burnt note in the background. It's giving a Swedish knäck. Like that little like burnt caramel, and I really enjoy it. Next one, okay. Bear with me. Next one is gonna be the Rare Beauty fragrance, but only together with the bombs. So I got this one as PR, and then I bought two of the bombs myself, and then I actually got the other two bombs. So I have two bombs that I've given away. So I bought two bombs by myself, and I have been using this fragrance. The fragrance on its own, it's let me think. I think this is a caramel, pistachio. It's very sugary, gourmandy, but it has ginger in it. So it's almost like a little bit of a gourmand, but like the first that hits you is that like zesty, like ginger, like the little ginger note that hits you, which makes it very unique. But these bombs, all of these bombs are not good on their own. I'm saying it like it is. These on their own, don't like them. There is amber, floral, woody, and fresh. I do prefer woody and fresh myself. Those are the two I bought myself. I know what I like, but the other two are good too. You know what the thing is? These bombs all make this fragrance even better, which is why this is ranking so high. If I hadn't tried these with the bombs, this would have been much lower down, because for me, this is a pretty generic gourmand scent. Together with the bombs, I literally go sniff myself. Like, they're so good together. The bombs on their own, It is giving potpourri. It is giving essential oils from the 90s. Absolutely not. Together, whoever made this combo, together, they're even better. The blue one, the one that is called Fresh with Bergamot, it makes it even more zesty. It brings out the ginger even more and adds bergamot, which is like this green bitter citrus, and makes it even more fresh and citrusy with the warm caramel in the background. And the woody one just makes it like, it gives that warm woods in the note, which just makes it more mysterious and grounds it a bit. But on its own, it smells like feet.
What did he say?
No, it doesn't. But it does. You know what? No, it's it's not good on its own. It's not. The florally one is almost. I almost cussed on my channel. This is bad. Like, this is not. What does this smell like? It smells like cleaning supplies. Yeah. It smells like cleaning supplies, but it's a very zesty floral. It's almost like a citrusy floral, but it's not good on its own. And this one, oh, this was the fresh one. The amber one is the only one I haven't actually tried because I don't usually do amber. But maybe we can put a little bit of it here. Yeah, that is giving amber. I think this balm, the amber one, is actually the only one that's pretty like decent on its own. Let's spritz on. Yeah, they smell fantastic together. That is like a ginger toffee licked off someone's skin. Don't demonetize me. Wow, that's fantastic. There's something about the gourmand notes with the ginger together with these balms. They're so good. I can't put it any higher because, again, you kind of have to get both of the products to get this result. But together, they are fantastic. This also comes in a travel one. If you have this one, I would highly suggest getting one of these balms and trying them together because I gotta be honest, it's very delightful. Okay, now we have the basket of my absolute favorite ones. I told you there was a lot. Okay, I told you there was a lot. I love applying fragrances. I apply fragrances on myself at least once a day, and I always apply fragrances before I go to bed. So I have my bathroom just over here on the other side. I get ready for bed, and I have my fragrances over here. I pass by my fragrances, I use a fragrance, and I go to bed. That is like my evening routine. So I do use quite a lot of fragrances, but I don't spray that much my fragrances. I have been trying a little bit more this year because I've been trying to, like, you know, actually use the things I love. And when we get to my favorite of this year, you will see that I have indeed used that quite a lot. But I bought this one and I have discovered this year, and you're gonna see that in these fragrances that are here because there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fig fragrances. I will take no questions regarding this, but I have discovered this year that I love fig fragrances and I love for them to not be too sweet. And before you say anything, yes, I definitely own Father Figure by Fleur, and to me that is a little bit too floral. It's nice, but it's not my favorite because it dries down very floral. But yes, I have tried it and I like it, but not as much as I like these. This is from Noise and this is Shitty Day. And I bought this one from Ulta, and this one is figs, but one of the notes in this one is eucalyptus, and that is definitely what you smell instantly. This is an extremely fresh eucalyptus, very green scent. So if you're like me and you love, again, the great outdoors, and I love a fresh everyday scent, but I don't want to smell like soap or laundry detergent or just sugars. That's not what I'm looking for. And this one is very fresh eucalyptus, greens, figs, outdoors. But this one almost is too like minty green on its own. So this one I have been using together with some of those really fruity body sprays because together they work out really, really good. I also have, I also have Milk, Commodity Milk Plus. This one, I had a coupon at Sephora. I bought one of those perfume sampler sets and I decided to get this one. This one is very smoky. This is marshmallows, smoke, and campfire. This is you making s'mores and you drop the entire marshmallow into the fire. It is now on fire. That thing is torched. Okay, there's a black marshmallow. That's what this is. And it also has a lot of, it's called Milk Plus, so it also has a lot of lactic notes. So you take that burnt marshmallow and you drop it in a glass of milk. That's what you have. It's very smoky. So this is the plus one, which means that this is the more heavy and deep one. I did have Milk, the original one from before, and it's the same thing, but this one has of that smokiness. It is almost, if you have tried By the Fireplace by Replica, this is that, but with a milky note under. It's really, really nice, but it's very heavy. It's one that is a date night fragrance. I don't use that on a day-to-day basis. It's just too much for that. Here is going to be my first fig fragrance, and this is from Pixie. This you can find where they are selling Pixie. It is, I think it's like $30, and it is a perfume. So if you want to try a fig perfume and you don't want to spend that much money, I do recommend this one. I have been enjoying it since I got it. I think it's really nice. It smells like figs, sweet figs, and it's really nice. I do enjoy it. It's not my favorite fig fragrance. It is on the border of being too sweet, but I still think it's a nice one. It's fairly green still, so I do think they did a good job not making it into dried figs in a cake. This is still like a green scent, and I do really enjoy that one. Oh, this is getting to be really hard. So this is the Vacation After Sun. This one is the one I like the most of the sprays, and this one is aloe vera, green tea, and then there is like cardamom, blah, blah, blah. But this is just a very green tea aloe vera. It's a green body scent, and again, I have really been enjoying this one, but there's another green body scent, that a body spray that I've been enjoying even more, and that's why this one has only gotten this much use, and the other one is more than halfway through. But I do enjoy it. It's a nice one, but it's not my absolute favorite. I also have the Langston by Harlem Perfume Co. This brand launched at Sephora this year, and I did buy this one because I thought the notes sounded very nice. And the reason why I really like these notes is because it smells almost exactly like Angel Share by Kilian. It smells like a boozy, spiced apple pie. It's a gourmand, but very spicy and very boozy. And I like a gourmand if they're boozy and spicy. I really enjoy that. Or if they have a lot of milky notes in there. This one, though, has something. If you think Angel Share was too heavy for you, more like a smoky salon, this is giving more daytime because it almost has like a fresh powdery feel to it. So it's not a one-to-one dupe. They're the same family, but this one has almost like a lighter powdery feel to it. I also really, you can see I've used quite a lot of this one. I traveled with this summer. This is a really good summer tropical destination. This is Daisy Wild by Marc Jacobs, and this is Oden Intense. This one has banana blossom. This is an incredibly sweet tropical. It is giving a tropical drink by the beach, and it is a little bit of banana in there. Not as much as I would want, but there's definitely banana in there. But it's giving tropical flowers and fruits, and it is slightly too generic to be a favorite for me. But again, I say that as someone who likes, you know what I want to smell like? I want to smell like tomato vines. I want to smell like grass. I want to smell like figs. I want to smell like flowers when you cut the flower off and just keep the stem. I want to smell like a spicy, boozy, smoky. Again, you drop the marshmallow into the fireplace. So when I say generic, I don't say that as like, I'm not like other girls. It's just that I like smelling weird. And this one is very nice and sweet. And I brought this on vacation with my husband, and he really liked it. So this is like a husband would like it kind of a fragrance, which, let me tell you, on a vacation with your husband, that is a good idea. And I feel the same about this one, and I don't know if I've mentioned this one before on my channel, so this might be the first time you're ever seeing this, but I bought this one at Zara. Zara makes some really interesting fragrances. This is Sun Kissed Banana, and as you can tell, this one has a dent. I've used this quite a bit, and I really, really enjoy it. This is tropical banana candy. And I say that in the best way, but it is kind of sweet. There is a little bit of flowers in there, but it is definitely, sun-kissed banana is such a good word for it because it is giving tropical flowers and sweetness, but it is banana. And it is very summery, very, very summery. And I really do enjoy it. I enjoy the bottle a lot as well. And I'm definitely going to be using this next summer as well. And I think it is slightly less generic than this one. It is also a little bit more heavy than the other one. This is one of those fragrances that will very easily carry you from day to night. And I really, really do enjoy it. Next, I'm going to mention something that I've talked about a lot on my channel that I really, really like. And that is the Fleur Heavy Cream. You can see I've used quite a lot of this one. This is a very milky, lactic body spray. It is giving milk and vanilla milk. And on its own, this is not the kind of fragrance I wear on its own, but I still think it is beautiful to wear together with fragrances that you want to give a milky note to. Someone was saying that mine has gotten yellow. I don't know if that is the color it came in or not, but I will say, I got it in my eye. I will say, it still smells the same. It smells like a vanilla, lactonic, sweet, warm, milky hug. And I really like it. On its own, it's not special enough, but it is such a great layering fragrance because, again, it's giving a little bit of that sweetness, but with the milky notes. And I love milky notes in fragrances. Okay, we're getting into some of my absolute favorites of this year, and I have really loved the Ellis Brooklyn. This is the banana milkshake. This one is definitely more interesting than the other ones. This one is a banana cocktail. This is not just banana and milk. This is definitely a boozy note. This smells like a banana milk cocktail. There's booze in there. There's almost like a rum, cognac, whiskey kind of a note in there. It's giving a very warm scent. If you are thinking this is going to be a fresh, fruity, day forward banana tropical thing, it's not what this is. This is a warm, gourmand, boozy milk cocktail with banana kind of a thing. And I actually really enjoy it. I think it lays beautiful on the skin. I've really been enjoying it. And I know some people were disappointed in this one, but I think it smells really nice. Again, if you know what you're getting yourself into. This is not fresh and fruity tropical fruits. That's not what this is. This is like very milky, boozy banana cocktail. But I really, really do enjoy that one. I bought a very expensive fragrance this year. I haven't used it that much, but I really do enjoy it. That is the Philo Cycles by Diptyque, and I bought this one when I was in Singapore on layover. It smells very, very green. This is a fig fragrance and it smells incredibly green. The thing why I really like it, it's really nice, it's very green, but is it better than any of my other fig fragrances? Because I'm gonna mention one, and maybe this one, the reason why this one isn't as high is the one that I like even better. It actually, and this is so unusual for me to say, but that one actually has a little bit of sweetness to it. This one does not have any kind of sweetness to it. It is just green. Again, I love it. Green, outdoorsy, and I think it's really great. And I mean, it's in the top for sure, but I almost like the other one more because it has a hint of sweetness in it. And maybe that's how I like my figs, to just have a little hint of sweetness in it. I still love it though. I think it is a great, great fragrance. I was very, very impressed with Brown Girl Jane's, what is this one called? Casino, that's what it's called. I've said this is affogato, caramel, vanilla, coffee, and it's blonde woods. And it's smoky blonde woods. So it smells like a Swedish sauna. You're having a caramel coffee in a Swedish sauna. It is smoky blonde woods, coffee, ice cream. It's very decadent, and it is a gourmand fragrance, again, that is very unique because those very smoky blonde woods is just throwing it off. And not throwing it off in a bad way, but it's just like, oh, okay, because it is that espresso, it is the caramel, vanilla, ice cream, and then the smoky woods. And it's, again, very interesting. And when I wear it, I do get compliments. Okay, I really enjoy this one. This is from Bath and Body Works, but I bought this one in the sprayer, and I haven't used the sprayer as much as I've used the body lotion. This is Off the Vine. They came out with this one this summer. This is Tomato Vines, and they did such a good job, but I will say they did an even better job with the body lotion, because this one has a little bit, the body spray has a little bit more of floral notes than the body lotion. The body lotion is tomato vines, not tomato fruit, like touching the tomato vines, touching the leaves, and almost a little bit of like that green, almost like a little bit of red berries. And this one is giving more, it's still tomato vines, but it has a little bit more of florals in the body spray. I still think it's really beautiful. Again, if you wanted to try like tomato vine, this would have been a great time. I don't know if it's still available on the website, but tomato vines smells so green and fresh. And again, if you want to smell like nature, but you don't want to smell like flowers, definitely recommend Tomato Vines so much. Then we have Ellis Brooklyn's Guava Granita. And I really like this one. This is almond milk and just sweet guava. And this, again, it's giving summer and like tropical vacation with the guava and the almond milk. But again, it's more, always when we say tropical scents, we're thinking those like more zesty, pineapple, passion fruit, mangoes, you know, those kind of scents. But guava is a little bit more almost like a grounded scent. It is not as like high volume. It's like a little bit more under the surface, and it's just a really beautiful tropical scent that I think is a little bit more close to the skin. And it's just a tropical scent that's very different for me. And I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I do, but I do think Guava Granita is a beautiful tropical summer scent that is not loud, and I really appreciate it. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful scent. I also really have been enjoying the Josie Maran Bohemian Fade. Same here. I have the body lotion. I went through one and I bought it again. This is just true figs. It smells like fresh figs, and I like it even more in the body lotion because it lasts even longer. So if you like this scent, definitely get the body lotion. The body spray, still, it smells absolutely amazing. The reason why it's up here is because it smells like fresh figs. I don't know what notes are in here, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it just smells like sweet, fresh figs. The longevity of the body spray, though, unfortunately, it's not as long as the body lotion. I still have to put it on top because it's been one of my most used fragrances this year, but I've used the body lotion more than the body spray. But this fig scent from Josie Maran, they did such a good job. I also really, really love Vanilla Smoke by Fleur. This is one of the most unique body sprays in my collection. And if there's one thing that I've really been appreciating with this year and with body sprays being this popular as they are, is that we are starting to see body sprays that are not that generic strawberry, raspberry, peach mixed with sugar, caramel, vanilla. Like, and then you do one or two combinations of those and there you go. We're starting to see more unique and different body sprays in like scent families that we haven't seen before. Smoky body sprays, I haven't really seen that before, and this is very smoky. This is smoke with a hint of vanilla. Don't think that this is going to be vanilla with a little bit of smoke. This is smoke forward. If you don't like a smoky scent, you're not going to like it, but this is probably the most unique body spray I've ever tried in my life. It is so smoke forward, and it's just the perfect fragrance to make anything evening sexy appropriate because of the smokiness with the sweetness. Okay, top 3, and it is actually crazy that this is top 3, but this has been the scents that have like truly just captured me, that I keep reapplying, that I keep loving, and I'm actually surprised at how little I have actually used of this one. I feel like I should have used a lot more. This is Bath and Body Works. I used to, not a hater, but I used to be the person that said they only do generic scents. But this one, this is Ice Cream Float. They made a fizzy Coke with like an ice cream float inspired. So it is like a Coca-Cola, but with a little bit of vanilla. If you didn't know, I mean, Coca-Cola is basically just spices and citrus. That's what it is, like nutmeg, cinnamon, and just sugar and citrus. That's what it is. So, oh God, it smells so good. I am obsessed. If you think that that smells weird or sounds weird, a Coca-Cola fragrance is just, or fizzy Coke, I shouldn't be saying, because like there's a lot of fizzy Coke drinks. They're just magnetic. Every time I wear this, I get a compliment. I bought the body lotion too. The body lotion with this on top, shut the front door. It just smells super fresh and still sexy. It is, again, the perfect going from daytime to evening time. I am obsessed with this one, and I have been using it so much, and I gotta say I'm excited that it's only like this much, even though I've been using it so much, because I love this scent. If they ever bring back a fizzy Coke scent again, I am telling you right now, and I never say this, run now walk, you need to try this one too. The latest fragrance from Kayali, except the Milky Musk one, is the Oudgasm Chocolate Oud. This is so good. This is again in the same family as Angel Share, if I've talked about it here before, but this is an even better version, and also this is less expensive than Angel Share, which again, if you want to get that DNA in a fragrance, but you don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars getting it, definitely try the Kayali Chocolate Oud instead. It's so good. This is again a boozy, spicy apple pie, but it also has a little bit of that chocolate in the background. So it's giving a little bit of the coconut in the background, but it is just so incredibly sexy. On me, this has a longevity of forever, if I'm gonna be honest, and it just lasts really beautiful on me. It smells really beautiful on me. Again, I'm getting a lot of compliments when I'm wearing this one. It smells like, dare I say it, an even better version, according to me, to Angel Share for less money. On me, this fragrance just works so well, and I love it so much. Nobody's gonna be surprised that my most favorite fragrance of the year is, look at this one. This is Danca Mystica by Sol de Janeiro. I have been obsessed with this, and this is the fragrance that ignited my love for figs. So this is a fig fragrance spray, and I've always said that I haven't always been the biggest fan of the almost like the scent DNA of Sol de Janeiro, because I feel like it's too sweet and too gourmand in a way that doesn't always appeal to like what I'm looking for. But with this one, they're taking a big leap away from their usual like scent DNA. And this is just a very, almost dropped it. It's a very sweet, fresh fig. It's even sweeter than the one that I talked about before. This one. It's even sweeter than this one without being overly sugary. It's just a very sweet fig, and there's a little bit of something in the background. I don't exactly know what this, like the notes for this are. It's very fig forward. It's very green, but still being, let me see if I can find. It's very green while still being fig, but also still being sweet. And it feels like a fragrance and not like just a fig. Like there is so much to it. I feel like there could be, sandalwood. I feel like there could be some woods in the background. This one is saying fig, champagne, green pears, orris, lily of the valley. I don't smell any lily of the valley. Vanilla, amberwood, sandalwood. And yes, that's what I was gonna say. It's almost like there's some woods in the background that just gives it a little bit of that warmth, and it's just warm and sweet without being overly overbearing. It layers so great with everything. This I've been traveling with this a lot, and I have been using this one to make other scents a smidgen more green. I just like making them a little bit more outdoorsy. This one together with any fruity fragrance is a match made in heaven. This has been my layering fragrance. I've been wearing it on its own. Clearly I love this one, and I really hope that this kind of fragrance is something that in reiterations makes a return with Sol de Janeiro, that is this like fresh green scent that isn't so overly sugary like some of their scents are. I want to hear about your opinions. Do you agree with any of these? Am I able to link these in the description box? I'm actually not 100% sure, but check the description box. I'll try and see what I can do. These have been my favorites of this year, and of course I don't buy a lot of fragrances. I get some in PR, but I'm not a perfume, I'd say that as I've been reviewing so many here, but I am not the person that goes out of my way to buy fragrances to review. I do buy a lot of fragrances, but I only buy things that I truly think I'm gonna like. And then sometimes it doesn't end up that well. And of course, there is a billion perfume launches of this year that I have been missing. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not out here trying to Pokemon, like gotta catch them all. There's a bunch of releases that I for sure have missed, and I would love to hear what was your favorite fragrance release of this year. Maybe I've missed it. I would love to hear about it. Of course, not all of these were released this year either. It's just fragrances that entered my collection this year. But yeah, give me your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for a new video.